Greetings, you guys. Y'all too high. Let's see. Let me get y'all adjusted. How's everybody? Well, y'all not too high. I got it messed up. I got my camera sitting different. How's everybody? I hope y'all are well. With it being all snowy. I know it's not snowy everywhere, but in so many places. Hello. How are you, darling? Do y'all have snow where y'all are? I know some of y'all are in the north. I'm going to let some more people get in, then we're going to get started. And if you'd like, feel free to invite your followers. You can swipe up, left, right, something like that, depending on your phone. And then you'll see where you can invite your followers. Tons and a little bit. Yeah, here we got, it's a lot for here, but it wasn't the snow that was a problem, it was the ice. Because people always talk about people in the South can't drive in the snow. We can drive in the snow, but nobody can drive in ice. I don't care where you are. So, the ice is kind of what has us at a standstill. They had 2,000 wrecks the last time I saw the news. So, but I don't really, did y'all see I did the snowflake hashtag? So if y'all do hearts, some of them will be snowflakes. I tried to see if it would work. I just saw a snowflake go up. Thank y'all for sharing. Oh, that's cool. Thank y'all for sharing. Thank you for inviting followers. Somebody tell me when to stop. We're going to do a card at the top of the thing while people come in. Oh, and in the meanwhile, greetings. My name is Ifashayo Egunjobi of Wild Women Do As They Please. Oh, cool. Of wildwomendoastheyplease.com. I have come to this earth this lifetime to help women remember who they were before the world attempted to tame them. What that means is I help women remember who they were before we had all these societal rules set on us that don't serve our higher good. So, the card to start the show, we're going to use a different deck. Can y'all see that? Fairies, Earth Magic, which is awesome for tonight. This is from my Earth Magic deck. I don't have the box anymore. But this is what the back looks like. And I'll show y'all the box that I keep it in. This is the box I keep it in. I put all the elements on it and my sunflower. And then the inside is purple and blue with one of my favorite pendulums in it. Well, I'm going to tell you, these are oracle cards. For some reason, I was kind of resistant to tarot. I'm having to learn it now because of what came up in my reading with EI, but yeah. So I'm going to give y'all one more look. Earth Magic and Fairies. And just think about fairies as those being those little spiritual helpers that we have. That come along to assist us. Do you know the difference between them before we get started good? Because I can tell you the difference I'll just tell you the difference real quick. Tarot has a very traditional setup. If you buy, well, you got help. If you buy a set of tarot cards and you learn tarot, regardless of what other set of tarot cards you pick up, you already know how to use them. Well, oracle cards, they can differ in suits. They can differ in number of cards. Oracle has no rules, and that's why I was kind of drawn to Oracle. Like, generally, I can open a pack of Oracle cards or a box of Oracle cards and just kind of feel, where I'm going with them. Tarot is a more traditional, I guess, way of doing it, meaning that there is a way to do it, much like how you think of doing readings with Ifa. So that's that. All right, y'all. So this is the full moon tonight. Well, I guess depending on where you are in the world. Where I am, my app says it's a full moon. Of course, I can't really see anything outside, and I'm not really bent on going outside in the cold. So tonight, if you feel so inclined, if you're in a place where you can put your stuff outside, if it's not like freezing, I wouldn't put my stones and stuff like that out in this weather because because it might crack some stuff. I had a jar that I forgotten outside and it cracked it. The cold burst the glass. So I'm not sure, because now if Higher Ground 7 gets in here, she might be able to tell us how safe it is for crystals. But I also know that some crystals are water soluble, so if they get snow or rain or sleet on them, they could melt in a way or lose some of their glimmer. So if y'all see her come in, y'all can ask her. But under the full moon, the things that we want to think about, one of the big words that kept coming to me today while I was thinking about doing this series is illumination. So remember when we talked about the dark moon and the new moon, it was kind of like a time of secrets. It was a time for us to go inward. It was a time of covering. It was a time of shadow work even, right? So now when we talk about the full moon, what we're talking about is illumination. So when we think about illumination, and I never thought about doing spells for this before today, but because I know Tasha, she'll probably be here shortly, but I know Tasha was talking about doing banishing spells, and I was like, well, you need to wait till after the full moon, when it starts waning. One thing, y'all, I thought about is, have y'all ever thought about doing spells to make things be revealed under a full moon? Because since the full moon is already showing everything, this is really good light, especially with all this snow on the ground. Really good light for being able to see. If you think about when you're outside under a full moon, you can see really clearly. So maybe if you need to do do some spells having to do with revelation, do some conjure that have to do with pulling the covers back off of things. And especially with us still being under Mercury, this is a wonderful time to have, things revealed, to have the covers pulled back. Now, the thing, again, I'm going to keep saying with Mercury is make sure that your spells are very detailed. Make sure that your conjuring is very detailed. Make sure that your words are accurate. I've been picking at DJ, what's his name, Khalid or something. He says his lyrics are accurate. What's his name? DJ Khaled. Yeah. He says his lyrics are accurate, and that's what I almost said because I've been picking at him for so long. But make sure that the words to your spells are accurate, okay? That they are detailed. So go over and over and over it before you actually, manifest it, before you speak it out. The other thing is, for the spells that we have worked up to now, I'm gonna tell you, I don't do a lot of pre-done spells, like stuff somebody has read to me necessarily. A lot of my stuff just comes from here and from here according to what I need, including asking myself or asking my spirit, what kind of tools do I need? Because a lot of times you may not have the tools that you need right then, but you may have what you need around the house that can take its place. So I would do spells tonight that you need a lot of extra energy for. So something that you've been having a real hard time with, do that tonight, because that extra energy is out there with the full moon. If you have something that you need to be revealed, I would do something as simple, maybe write on a piece of parchment or a brown paper bag what area you need revelation in. It could be about a person. It could be about a secret. It could be just something for clarity. And then cover it with like a piece of fabric or something. And then wait until you feel like it's time. And then literally peel it back. And just manifest it as it's being peeled back, as it's being exposed. Well, thank you. Look, somebody came in from a Keith Sweat concert. I feel special. Thank you. But peel it back and let that be your manifestation. It's literally those things that we do, we give power to them. It's not the other way around. We give them power. It's you literally, as a woman especially, have Ofo Ashe. I know you know this. You have the power of words. Really, in truth, All you have to do is speak a thing and it's going to be so. Now, like I said, yes, I like to go with the rhythms and the patterns of the earth and the moon and stuff with the things that I speak. But you can just say it. You can just say, may such and such be revealed in its totality. The other thing is, when we talk about revelation, be prepared that it may not be the answer that you want. Because sometimes we go into things looking for particular answers that we want, which tells me before you went into it that you already knew what the answer was. So be very careful with that. But this moon, full moon, represents illumination, wholeness, completeness, strength. And you can think about the strength of the light. And I'm going to come back to the next two I wrote. But maturity, pregnancy and birth, and harvest. One thing I wanted to bring up to y'all, a lot of people talk about people going crazy under the full moon. So I'm sure y'all have heard that. And if you've ever worked in a nursing home or a hospital, you may have seen it. They tell us now that that's an imaginary thing. And I say that those people who believe this imaginary have never worked in a nursing home or a hospital. When I worked in the nursing home, especially when I worked, because I work mostly with dementia, right. When I work with my dementia patients, which I always believe that my dementia patients had more spiritual issues than actual physical issues because of various interactions I had. And I was a CNA, so I had quite a few, like one-on-one interactions. And so a lot of the stuff, because it's not like a lot of them, it's not like they're looking outside, so why would they react that way? So we talk about lunacy and lunatics. And Luna, of course, meaning the moon. And so I really feel like what happens is because they don't know how to use their energy properly a lot of times because they're disconnected. And loneliness, like I just said, is they're disconnected. But see, loneliness can be disconnected from the source. Loneliness can be disconnected from your family. Loneliness can be disconnected from knowing what the ebb and flow of the energy is, because still it's this pull, this disconnection. You don't understand that you're part of the whole. And I'm so glad you're here tonight, because you never get to stay in the whole time. So thank you. And so part of the thing is that when I worked at the nursing home, I was like ride or die Christian, but I would offer prayers more often for my residents around those times. And I would also do little, what I know now to be rituals for protection for myself and for them. Because one day this lady, like literally, I would walk past her door. I was pregnant with my son. I would walk past her door and she would sit up and hiss at me. Like she was dead asleep. Like she was on Ativan, or it was enough like sleeping stuff to knock a horse down. And she would be up. Yeah. Crystals are good for any stage of life. Yeah. Reiki is good for any stage. And let me tell y'all about Reiki. Listen, Reiki is a name that somebody gave it. And especially if you have children, we've been laying hands on folks since these little people came into the world. It's what we do when we touch that area that hurts. When their little minds are getting the best of them because they're scared and we hold them to us. You've been laying on hands anyway. And in the medical profession, you actually have legal right to lay hands on people, even though they may not need it. They might not mean it in an energetic sense. Put your hands on those people. At least if you're scared to do that, stand in the doorway and send them calming energy, send them loving energy. I found that especially people that are not wholly here on this plane, meaning dementia people, psychiatric patients, a lot of them who are not all the way here are very, very, very receptive. A lot of times more receptive than people that we call normal, because they don't have that wall up to cause them to question what they don't understand. So I just wanted to bring up the lunacy and the lunatic aspect for those who are in the medical profession, or around folks that might have some issues that you might notice around the moon. And pay attention to the people that you're around during the moon, so you can see how other people behave and what you see. The other thing is So we talked about the spells a little bit. But do your rituals tonight that need an extra boost of energy. Maybe some stuff that you've been working on, and you can't figure out what it is. Maybe it's that you need an extra boost of energy. And that's going to be provided for you tonight. Cleanse and charge your altar tools. Again, I haven't seen Higher Ground 7 in here yet, but she's the crystal lady. It might be another crystal person in here. If there is, please speak up so you can help us. Is that Monica Bentley? Is that I don't know. But if there's another crystal person, another knowledgeable crystal person, you can let us know. But I was telling them I don't think that the cold, as cold as it is in some of these places, would be good for some crystals. I'm thinking more like a line of the glassy ones like obsidian that they may crack from this amount of cold weather and not exposing them to. Okay, so Jennifer, what do you think about having it out, the crystals and stuff out in the cold, and potentially the water, being the snow, the ice, the rain? So just let me know what your input is on that. Okay, she said depends on if they're tumbled or raw. So, I know most of mine are tumbled. So, but if you don't want to take a chance, which I won't. Hey, all my people that usually at work are here live. I'm so excited. But what you can do is find which window faces the moon in your house and just put your stuff in the window. Just sit it in the window. Because it's good for restorative energy too. And so make sure that you do, if you need to. Also your cards, if y'all have tarot cards, if y'all have whatever you use, shells, cards, what else do people divine with? Whatever your divination tools, let them power up, in the window. This would be a good night for that because it's a restorative energy. Also, drawing down the moon. It was two more things I want to talk about. Drawing down the moon was one of them. So, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of drawing down the moon, but basically, again, because I am a big believer, and especially with women having the power words, I don't really feel like you need a spell for this, meaning a pre-written spell. For me, pre-written spells are almost like when I was going to church and they had like a book of pre-written prayers. I just thought it was kind of weird. So I don't do them, but I don't judge other people for doing pre-written spells. But I feel like, just speak from your heart, but basically when you're drawing down the moon, you're asking Mama Moon to give you some of her energy. You asking her to kind of like power you up, to charge you up. So what energy are you asking for? You're asking for restorative energy. You're asking for clarity of sight. You're asking for manifestation energy. You're asking for that feminine divine, that feminine. Oh, and even with the maturity, if there's some self-work you need done, this is an awesome moon to ask for that help, because remember, this is when the moon is mature. So this is an awesome time, but calling down the moon is something that, and you can imagine yourself kind of like holding your arms out, like you're reaching up for your mom, or whoever, because I know some of us had mama issues. I didn't. I love my mama. But, I know I don't want to make that assumption, but you're reaching up like you would toward, mama to pick me up or to come down to get me, to help me, to infuse me with that strength and power. No different, no different than, how we would be in church and you reach up. You know what I'm saying? You reached up and I did anyway. I imagine that power coming down, flowing through me. It's the same thing, different spiritual understanding, more mature spiritual understanding. I think that was all I wanted to say about drawing down the moon. I think. Oh, this is an awesome time to put y'all some water out there. I would say put it in plastic, even though I know a lot of us don't like putting it in plastic, but at least plastic will expand. It won't burst. If you put it in glass, especially if you put a top on it, it may burst. So, but this is an awesome time. If you don't already have full moon water, go ahead and put you some full moon water out there. You can drink it. You can use it for your manifestations. You can use it for spells later, whatever. So, I love these little snowflakes coming up on the hearts. That is so awesome. Oh, and moon bathing. I so wish I could do this, and one day I'm gonna do it. Watch, but moon bathing. If you live somewhere, well, if you're somewhere where it's warm, I wouldn't suggest y'all go out there and moon bathe right now in the cold. But you could do it from your house too. Again, if you find if you have a window where you can clearly see the moon, just kind of stand there and absorb it. Take it in. I said, can't listen. What's the name of my site? Wild Women Do As They Please. Do what you want to. Do what you want to. And I tell people too, it's like it's not a lot of rules. Now, what I would suggest is if you can do spring water, just because we're talking about nature working with nature, spring water would be closest, because we don't have any rainwater. And especially if you plan on drinking it, it should be a bottled water, not you going out there trying to bottle some, some snow and then, whatever, because snow ain't what it used to be. But yeah, moon bathe. Or either when you get some of the moon water run, you can get some regular tap water for this. Fill up a jug. Go put it out there under the full moon. And if you one of those people that like to take spiritual baths, add it to your spiritual bath. You can use it to make a spiritual bath, for later, as long as you add a little, a little gin or something like that to it to keep it from going bad. Yeah. But go ahead and get a big jug of water if you want to, especially if you're gonna use it for a bath. The other thing is, I read somewhere today that this moon, because it's a January full moon, is still in the energy of releasing. Even though we're on the full moon, somehow, no, it's still there. She's still there. The only reason you can't see it, of course, is because we have, it's overcast skies. But no, she's still there, and her energy is still there, coming right on through. So don't even worry about that. This night just isn't good for gazing, that's all. We can't moon gaze, but you can still, because most of us know where the moon comes in our windows. And if not, it's almost like anything else. Just do it on faith. Put it out there. The universe knows your intentions. And so you just got to work what you got. You don't have, a clear view of the moon. Work what you got, because the moon is still full. The energy is not stopped by cloud cover. So, yeah. But it's basically like, just y'all take this opportunity to use this this energy. Of course, we have plenty of full moons left. God willing, the creek don't rise. But we have plenty of full moons left. But each moon of each month is different. If you start looking up the full moons for each month, they have a name. It's some kind of name that goes with them. So I would start studying it too, and start looking into those kind of things. So, unless y'all have any questions, and for the people that missed the card we pulled at the top of the show, we talked about fairies and earth magic. Fairies basically being those little guides, those little earth guides that come to us, that help us along our ways. And we're talking about earth magic, and that's actually the name of the deck. And I have actually never pulled this card, I don't think. So, earth magic for us basically means that we use the earth to conjure. We use the earth to, we use the energy and the ebb and flow of earth to, okay, hold on, I got you. To get the work done that we need to get done. So the way you do that is you use your energy in connection, your connection with the earth to manifest. Are fairies real? Do I personally believe in fairies that look like this? No. That's just me. There are people that are very, very serious about this. Do I believe that fairies that look like that exist? No. I think of fairies like spirit guides. I think of fairies like when I go into the forest, that energy that I feel. If I wanted to think of a fairy, that would be it. That oneness, that connection, that breeze, and when it is hot as hell, which I wish it was right now, when it's hot as hell, and I say, please just send a breeze. That breeze that almost immediately follows. It's just, to me, it's just a way that some culture has manifested those earth energies. It's just their way of describing it. That's all religion is in general. It's the I think the Eolosha said that religion is a deification of a culture, and that made perfect sense to me. So we look around ourselves and we see what's there. Not talking about the buildings and all that crap, but you look around at what's naturally occurring where you are. And then we deify those things. Why? Because they help us to understand why things are what they are. They help us to understand how to move with the ebb and flow of what's going on in the area where we are. Because a lot of times we also forget that not everybody's area is like ours. Not every place has 4 seasons. Some places basically have 1 season, or they might have a monsoon season and a dry season. That might be the only difference. And so when you think of fairies, if you ever think of fairies again, just think of them as earth energies. I mean, you can think of rocks, the rock people, the tree people, the water people, the bug people, the 4-legged furry people, the scaly people. You know, sometimes people consider those to be fairies. I just think of them as groups of earth energies, groups of animals, and they all have different energies that they work with. And so that lets me know what to call. I'm very connected to snakes. I love reptiles and amphibians. I think snakes are absolutely beautiful, and I love the energy that they come with. My fabulous husband is over here. Y'all want to see him?
No. No, they don't.
They do want to see you.
They don't want to see me, no.
Yes, they do.
Do not. Y'all need to see.
Well, I got on my pajamas. See, she want to see you.
No.
I have on Eeyore pajamas, but some kind of way he calling himself being Shane. Did you just write that in there?
No.
So anyway, I hope that answered your question. We're going to pull one more, so somebody tell me stop.
Stop.
Oh, he told me stop. Ooh, awesome. Dream time. This is a beautiful one.
Tell them that's for them, whoever needs it. Yeah.
Oh, she said don't be like that.
That person, that's who's for.
Passion. Oh, Passion, he said this is for you. He was the one who told me to stop. Dream time, creation. So this is awesome for the night. I'm going to bring y'all real close on this one. Hopefully y'all can see all the colors. See? Look at this. See, he has all these animals and stuff coming out of the horn. And so when we talk about this last card that we started with Earth Magic, and now we're with Dream Time and Creation. This one is so awesome. I don't know if y'all, it's people in the background, it's animals in the background, and they're all coming up out of his head, like his imagination, and he's blowing all these animals and stuff out of his horn. And in the background, you see what could be the moon. See here? But you see all those people? That great cloud of witnesses, if you will, that we always have. And see, all that stuff is coming out of his mind. Everything starts in your mind. And then he exhales all of this creation out. Because creation, remember the first creation that we would talk about is the creation of nature and earth and everything. Everything came from that. So I'm excited about this one. And remember that your dream time is a wonderful time for you to figure out problems. So if you're having any hang-ups with your creativity, make sure that you set an intention before you go to sleep, because you work out a lot of problems in your dreams. But make sure before you go to sleep, if you have that intention set, that you have your dream journal sitting beside you so that you don't, get up and get started messing and doing all that and forget what it's about. Because there's nothing more frustrating than forgetting what what dream you had. Awesome. Look at you noticing stuff. Yep. He is. And tree pose is all about being rooted down, because in order for you to keep your balance, people think that you have to do something. You have to be rooted down in tree pose in your feet, but you have to lift your body up in order to really stay balanced in tree pose. So you did, girl, you did. And so tree pose is really about as above, so below, in its actual how you execute it. Because I used to always look like a drunk in tree pose until I realized that I had to root down in my feet, but I had to draw my body up, right? So, yeah, so you almost draw the top of your head up in tree pose. If you don't draw the top of your head up in tree pose, you'll look like a drunk and you'll fall over. I was going to try to show, oh, y'all, here's the lizard, and then I'll go ahead and let y'all go. Let me see. Can y'all see him? Can y'all see him? That's the little one out here chilling with me. The big one was over there, but I don't know where he is. I know. That's the little one. He need to go get some water. I think the big one probably ran him off from his water. Let me peep and see if I can see the big one real quick. If I can, I'll show him to you. Yep. Hold on, y'all. I gotta unplug it. See if y'all can see it. Yeah, that was the baby one. Here's the big one. Let me see if y'all can. I gotta get that. He's on my yoga toes thing that the dog done run with. I think he's old. He look all old around the eyes. So, okay. So, thank y'all so much for hanging with me. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing cards with y'all thank you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad y'all found it helpful. No, that one's the little one. That's the tiny one. No, they're not pets. They just, they come in the wintertime. Only in this room. Because the guy who did the room was a really janky craftsman, if you will. Yeah. And even though I was mad about that, when I started having the lizards coming in the wintertime, I'm kind of happy about it. And so I make sure that they have water, and they make sure I don't have bugs. And it actually, believe it or not, it helped me through my seasonal depression. The first year I had the room, I had a horrible bout of seasonal depression. And being able to look forward to and take care of something. No, they don't. Look forward to coming out here and giving them water and doing stuff like that. The big one running away. It kind of kept my spirits up. So it gave me, it kind of gave me something to do. They do not run after you. My husband is lying. I don't know why he act like that. So I'm so glad. I'm so glad it was helpful. See, y'all the reason I dragged myself out here, because swear, I just wanted to be laying down. I was like, nope. I said I was going to do this Periscope. So I'm glad that y'all always show up, and y'all are always so supportive and inviting folks and all that stuff. Oh, and welcome. I'm all late, but welcome to the replay viewers and the people on Katch. Thank y'all for watching too. Oh, okay, on Facebook, if you look under Wild Women Do As They Please, my business page, I have a picture that has the actual schedule on it. So it's on Facebook, it's Wild Women Do As They Please. And then you'll be able to find, I think I actually made events for it. I think I made events, scheduled events for it so you can keep up with it. And I'm sorry, I didn't even think about that. So, yeah. And this is my little card if anybody needs to screenshot and just sort of be in the, I do epic shit. But this is my card and all that good stuff. If y'all need it, it'll just be on the Katch or the replay or whatever. I appreciate that too. I really do. Y'all, listen. Y'all make me so, motivated and happy. I love coming in here and seeing y'all show up and participate and talk. It makes me so happy. So, okay, y'all. I am about to go to sleep. Well, I ain't gonna go to sleep, I'm lying. But I'm gonna get off here. And y'all know what happens if I can't turn it off. Y'all get a song. Oh, I guess y'all getting a song tonight. What was the baloney one I was trying to sing the other night? My baloney has a first name. How's it go? My sister got me that. She got me that sign for Christmas. And she don't even have a foul mouth like me, but she got it for me, so I don't know. It's OSCAR. I don't know how the rest of it go. I think you helped me the other night. You think I remember.